Welcome to Drafting Out Loud's Underdog Market Movers for 5/18/2026. As usual, brought to you by the Leverage Lab. On today's episode, it's an important one. There are a number of risers at the top of the list that we need to pay attention to. There's also a bunch of fallers at the top of the list that we need to pay attention to. And at the end, we're going to make a prediction on the next player that's going to show up on this list. It might be one you don't want to miss. Let's get into it. Here is our leverage lab, and we're looking right now at the underdog market movers. And like I said, the top of the list is a bunch of players we need to be looking at and paying attention to. First off, Ted Hurst has been on this list for a couple days now, maybe closer to a week. He's up to 191, and we're seeing him go well before that in many drafts. He's someone that you want to be on top of. There are a bunch of signals saying that he is someone that might play a bigger role than expected given his raw talent and raw football skills. Aaron Rodgers has signed the contract, and that spiked him up. We saw him spike up when there was news he was going to be in Pittsburgh. That spike was very evident in your Superflex leagues, not as evident in your regular best ball leagues. But that rise is happening here for the regular best ball leagues as well. Next up, Cam Scatabo. He's getting a little bit more positive buzz from people as you keep on hearing the negative news about Malik Neighbors, but you don't hear the same negative news about Cam Scatabo. People are kind of insinuating a little bit that he's going to be okay. If you don't want to get left out in the dark, you got to get a little bit of Cam Scatabo now before he rises up like another round potentially or more. Travis Hunter, there's more and more talk of him actually being a wide receiver. Who would have thunk it? Get him before he rises up more. You can see him rising up a round or more as well. Two more players really quick. DeAndre Swift. He's been consistently rising up. As you can see, 11%. ETR has him really high. And so people are reacting to that. And he is now rising up the boards too, now to 53. You can see him, believe it or not, rise up around. I'm not saying that he should, but based on other people's ranks, I'm not saying they're wrong or right. They're smarter than me, but he could rise up a bunch. I think you need to snap him up when the time is right. Last but not least, Xavier Worthy is starting to rise here, and he's someone that I've been interested in, and then I kind of cooled down on, and now I think I'm interested in again, considering Kansas City didn't draft anyone of significance in the draft. They got like a sixth or seventh rounder that is maybe slightly interesting, but really it seems like Xavier Worthy has a role. Now, of course, Tyreek Hill could be a monkey wrench in that, but I do think you want to at least probably be with the market with Xavier Worthy, if not ahead of the market, considering he is just starting to rise right now. Those are some of the risers you want to be aware of that you can get significant value on, hopefully now. Looking at the fallers, we have some fallers that we expected to fall, but let's just hit on them here again. Malik Neighbors. Not any good news coming out about the injury. In fact, negative news as far as like cleanup procedures. He is falling out of the second round. Like we talked about earlier, if you're watching our other episodes, we said don't touch him in the second round. Let him get to the third and figure out what's going on from there, and then sprinkle him in as he falls through the third to get some unique combos. Oronde Gadsden with the Chargers drafting another tight end. He's just been slowly falling down the board. You can see 15% in the last week. It's starting to slow a little bit, but I don't think this is going to stop. It's got to just probably keep on going, at least for another round or so again, just stay on that theme. Mike Washington has been falling down the boards ever since he got signed in Las Vegas. I didn't draft him much before, considering his fumble history was one of the things that made him seem like he probably won't succeed, according against smarter analysts than myself. But he is still falling down the boards after the draft, or he's starting to fall down the boards after the draft, and it's not stopping. I've taken him on a couple like Las Vegas teams or something like that, but in general, he hasn't been someone I'm drafting, and I don't know when I'll start mixing him in, but not on many of my teams overall. And I think I can regret drafting him on some of them pre-draft, to be honest. Trevion Henderson starting to fall down the boards actually here a little bit. You can see that he was gaining ground, and now over the last 7 days, he's given up most of his 30-day move. I don't know what this is going to mean for him. I haven't really seen anything. I probably got to check in this one a little bit more, but you might be able to get some cheaper Trevion Henderson. Last but not least, we got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, again, no news has come out that like makes you want to get hot on him. So he just keeps on kind of falling down the boards, getting close to being like a last round pick. Someone like Ted Hurst has now passed him up, right? As people are excited about that. So don't grab Tyreek Hill right now as your last round, or not as one of your last picks. Grab Ted Hurst instead, knowing that Tyreek Hill is just falling further and further down the board. Uh, let's go look at our values really quick, and then we're going to talk about one sneaky play, which will probably be our next, maybe the next riser. Here are the platform values on Underdog. What a sad group of people right here. If there's someone that we'd want to hit on here as far as the value goes, I think the player that we want to think about a little bit that like you can get relatively cheap is someone like where is he? Actually, is he not on here anymore? I was going to say an Alvin Kamara. He is not a platform value anymore on Underdog, so that's unfortunate. Uh, this list is a pretty tough list right here, to be honest with you, if you ask me. I don't think there's anyone here where you're like, ooh, there's a value, I gotta get him. The closest to that, if you ask me, is maybe like a DJ Moore or maybe like a Trey McBride or maybe a Dalton Kincaid. I would be more looking at this list as a don't draft on DraftKings more than a do draft on Underdog. That being said, if you do want to draft these players specifically, Underdog is obviously the place to get them because they are significant values on Underdog. Now, the one maybe sneaky pick, someone that you probably don't notice is rising up the boards, but he's just starting to do it. That player is Colston Loveland. Now, he's not rising up a ton right now, but like I said, he is rising up just a little bit. Let's see here. He is up to 46.4. He was dropping up until recently, up until the last 7 days. He started to make just a little bit of a move upwards. So I don't know if that means something or not, but that is going on right now. Alvin Kamara is still rising, by the way. Not a lot, but he's still rising just a little bit, enough not to be value anymore on DraftKings. Well, hopefully there's one or two pieces of data you can take from there. If you liked what you heard here, like and subscribe, please. I got to get up to 11 people. See you on the next one. Peace.